Alright guys, what is going on? This is James, and today's video I think is going to be a lot more valuable than even all of the Shopify training that I've given you so far on this channel. Over about the past year, I've given you guys a lot of Shopify training and just a lot of like tips and tricks and stuff, which is fine, and I'm going to keep doing that. But I did want to throw in this video today that's going to be more of like a mindset video. A lot of people shy away from that stuff because they're like, oh, here we go, Mr. Tony Robbins over here talking about, oh, you got the power of belief and everything. When in reality, the stuff that you put in your head, your mindset, is most of what is going to be able to make you successful, especially with Shopify, with business, with sports, with literally anything in life. Like, that's what's going to be able to make you effective, and it's going to separate you from everybody else who quits. And it's exciting to me to learn that stuff, and I hope that it's exciting for you guys to learn that stuff too. So with that being said, it's kind of a lighter topic today, but I want to talk about how to deal with failure with your Shopify store, and pretty much every aspect of Shopify and Facebook ads. You're going to fail at some point, right? I think a lot of people get caught up with the people who sell them courses and the people who are on YouTube and stuff, kind of like me. No, but the people who kind of make things look easy, right? They make Shopify dropshipping look easy. They make online business look easy at all. And I can tell you guys that there's a lot of new skills that I learned over this past like 3 or 4 years that I've been doing this. And really, 4 years ago, I think I started about 2.5, 3 years ago now. Probably more like 3 years ago, actually. And, in the beginning, I was like some 18-year-old, 19-year-old kid that didn't really understand a whole lot. I just knew that I wanted to like start an online business and not have to, go to a job every day and all that. That's kind of my goals. But over the past, 2-3 years, I've learned a lot about just psychology and like people and how people work, and how our brains work and how our brains are just wired to keep us safe and not necessarily, make us take risks. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, if you're going to be somebody who is self-employed at the very least, you're kind of going against the grain, because it's almost like you're crazy a little bit, because you're going against that grain. Like, you're going against that thing in your head that says just get a safe job, go to school, and just ride it out and save your money. That's what our head is telling us, right? That's like the safe way to do things. But we're over here taking risks and making things happen. And the fact that you're even interested in Shopify and dropshipping and everything, it shows me that you have that like flame that's inside of you, to make it sound kind of stupid and corny. But the important thing is to look at this more of a long-term thing. I know a lot of people want to make their Shopify store blow up overnight, but I'm telling you guys, it's a journey, and you have to become okay with failure. So how do you deal with failure? How do you deal with actually having an unsuccessful campaign, having an unsuccessful Shopify product, having an unsuccessful ad set? And really, there's only one way to deal with this kind of thing, maybe 2 or 3 different ways, but really the way I deal with things, the way I deal with failing on Shopify, with Facebook ads, with whatever, is I take it, I learn from it, and I say, okay, what have I learned from this? This doesn't work. Why didn't this work? Okay, because of this reason. I think through things logically, and especially when I first started out, I would think of things really emotionally. I almost quit like so many times when I was just kind of starting out. It's because I didn't really, my whole life, I never really learned to kind of be resistant to failure and kind of deal with it. But when I was first starting out, I was kind of mad, because I'm like, all these people are having success except me. Like, oh, I have to get out of my comfort zone. I don't want to do that. Like, that's kind of how I was in the beginning. Now I still obviously am a human being, but I'm a little more eager to get out of my comfort zone and everything. So really dealing with failure, you have to just look at things logically. You have to break things down step by step. You have to be like, okay, this didn't work because of this or that, or because of this. And then what I like to do is after I fail, like let's say that I've tested like 5 or 10 products in a row, and I just haven't had a winner yet. I haven't had anything that's really getting any traction. And honestly, that's kind of what has been going on with me the past week. Is I've been testing a lot of products. Not a lot, but probably I've tested at least one a day over the past week. So I mean 6-7 products that I've tested, and I haven't really gotten much traction. Usually I even break even on my campaigns, but lately I just haven't been I haven't been breaking even on my campaigns even. I've been in the red on those campaigns. I've been negative, which kind of sucks, but it's all part of this game, and I know that I'm going to find something that's going to be winning for me soon enough. So what have I done? Really, I have, whenever this happens to me, and especially when you're beginning out, when you're just kind of a beginner and you're first starting out, what you want to do is you want to learn something, right? You want to take a course, you want to learn a skill, and you want to go out and try to apply that skill. So to give you an example, you buy a dropshipping course or watch some dropshipping YouTube videos like what I have on my channel, and then you go ahead and you try that on your own. Maybe you test 3 to 5 products, maybe 10, I don't know. You test out those products, and let's say you fail, right? So you fail at all those products, like you don't make any sales, you don't make a lot of sales, and you're left wondering, well, what do I do now? And then maybe you get emotional and you're like, oh, this sucks, this isn't working for me, I'm a failure, this doesn't work for me, all that stuff. So what I like to do after I kind of hit that point, after I fail like that, is I go back and I rewatch a course, or I rewatch YouTube videos, or I relearn, what I just learned. I take the course again. If I watched it once, I go through it again. If I watched, a couple videos on YouTube about Shopify, then I go back, I watch those videos, and I figure it out, and I figure out how to do it differently. Because look, the way your brain works, you're not going to absorb everything the first time that you go through it, right? The first pass, you're not going to absorb everything, especially when it's a new skill. That's why you need to go through a course. Everybody teaches things differently, but you need to go through a course at least 3-4 times, in my opinion, like the whole thing. And there's going to be parts that you're going to just be sitting there like, I already know this, I'm just relearning this stuff. And there's going to be times where you're going to go through this and be like, why didn't I pick up on this the first 2 times I listened to this course or whatever? So that's what I like to do, is you go out, you learn something, you apply what you learn, and then, if it failed, then you just kind of go back and you relearn, you rewatch, and your brain's going to process it differently the second time, and you go back. Maybe you have a little more success this time. Maybe you get some sales, on your store at this next try, and you go back, you watch it again, try it, you apply what you learned, and maybe you're getting more sales now, and it keeps going like that. It's momentum. It keeps going. So that's really what you have to do when you fail. You have to look at it logically and not necessarily emotionally. You can't be like, oh my god, this isn't working for me, I'm never going to be successful, this is it for me, I suck. And then because that's a loser's mentality. You're just getting emotional, you're getting yourself worked up, and that's not how you want to do things. You don't want to sit there crying and being a little pussy because you're failing, right? You want to look at things like, I failed because I didn't understand this enough. I need to go back and I need to learn this so that I can have more success next time. I'm not going to just explode all of a sudden and have like these crazy results, but I'm going to learn something, I'm going to go back, I'm going to apply it, and then I'm going to go back again, learn it, absorb the information again, go back, try it again, and until I'm very successful with this thing, I'm going to keep doing that. You can see this happening a lot in sports. Like the first time you ever pick up a basketball, you're probably going to miss it, right? You're probably going to miss the shot. You're going to miss the hoop, right? The first time you kick a soccer ball, you're not going to probably get a goal unless you're standing right in front of it and nobody's, blocking you. Like that's just how it works, right? You're going to suck in the beginning, and it takes a long time to get good at stuff. So you just have to keep practicing, and that's kind of how I deal with failure. I learn something, I go apply it, I look at the results. If they're good, then I keep moving forward. If they're bad, then I go back and I start over again and I learn, I reapply, and then boom, you just keep doing that until eventually you're successful. Easier said than done though. You're gonna want to get emotional. You're gonna want to think you're a failure because that's just how your brain's wired. It sucks. That's just how life is though. That's just how you are wired deep down. So that's just how it is. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's how most people are. And I think the most successful people with anything in life, with sports, with Shopify, with internet marketing, with anything, they're the people who can tolerate and kind of get past their emotions the most. Because most people listen to their emotions, they're like, I suck, I failed at this, I suck, and I'm just not going to do it anymore. But I think the people who are very, very successful look at that and they say, okay, well, I'm just going to go back, and they're all like robots almost. Like they don't get emotional about it. They don't sit there and cry about it. They're like, okay, this sucks. And they admit that it hurts. They admit that failing sucks, but they go back, they relearn it, whatever they're doing, or they try again. That's basically every crazy Instagram post, like every single like inspirational quote. That's like what it tells you. It's like, just try again. But most people don't really listen to that, and it just kind of flies over their head, right? So hopefully that kind of I was able to explain that in a little bit more of a way that you can relate to. You know, besides just saying, oh, you just try again. That's why you have to try again, because it takes time to you know, create that muscle, right? So guys, that's pretty much it for today. Again, this wasn't a tactics video really, but it's very important, especially when you're doing Shopify. And unfortunately, probably not a lot of people will view this video, but I understand that. You know, most people just want the next Facebook ads technique. But with that being said, guys, that's it for today's video. I'm uploading daily. Go ahead and subscribe to get more content like this. I promise we're going to be doing more Shopify tips, okay? But guys, with that being said, we're done here for today. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Take it easy.